love the channel and find it useful in becoming a happy retiree. Subscribe today. What's going on, Greg? How can I help?
I recently got caught up in some corporate downsizing and hadn't been able to get back to work full time, but I have an option of taking a early pension later this year or get an increased amount when I'm 65.
Pension later okay. So pension later this year. How old are you right now, Greg?
58.
58 versus you said that you could also start the pension at 60?
65.
Oh, 65. Okay. But if you take it now, so tell me what the numbers look like and kind of the big picture here.
It's basically about $1,000 a month now or $1,600 a month when I'm 65.
Wow, at 65. Okay. And then what about now? They're also offering you a lump sum in?
Yes.
What is now? Is the question of do you take it today versus 65, or is the question do you maybe take the lump sum?
I really was thinking more about either now or 65, although I really don't. I've got a 401k and some money in regular savings and stuff like that, so I really don't need a large lump sum of money unless at the moment.
What is the lump sum approximately?
I'm gonna say like 250.
250,000.
Yeah.
And okay, so 12 grand and that's today though, right? So today's number you would be at 250 or 1,000 a month.
Yes.
Got it. And does this 1,000, by the way, Greg, does that cover just your life or you and your spouse?
That's got a 50% spouse survival.
50%. So if something happens to you, she would then continue to get $500 a month.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. And there's probably an option where it stays at 100%.
No, there isn't.
Oh, there's not even that option. That's interesting.
No.
Okay. Well, that's a big consideration. How old is your wife?
59.
She's basically around the same age. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a big consideration. But if you're looking at 12 grand a year divided by 250,000, which is the lump sum, the math on that, Greg, is only about it's less than 5%. So they're only giving you a 4.8% rate of return on your own money. Now, again, I don't know if you're sure about that pension number, but those numbers sound a little, from what I look at a 6% test, meaning that I want to take my pension number per month, multiply it by 12, and then divide that by what I otherwise could get in a lump sum. Because remember, if you do a lump sum, it goes into an IRA, you don't pay any taxes on it, and then you create your own pension. When they're only guaranteeing you 4.8% a year, you could basically take your own money out, Greg, at 5% a year with zero interest, and it lasts for 20 years. So it's not a very good deal for you in this particular, from the numbers you're telling me, it's not a very good deal to take the monthly amount. You're better off taking the 250,000, and not to mention if you're not going to retire for a little while, let that grow and then you turn it on. I to some extent, I know you have to go back and check these numbers. I bet you it's not a full 250 because that seems like a really high number relative to what they're doing on the monthly amount. But that's something you obviously have to check on. But if it were me and I could get $1,000 a month or get 250,000, I'd take the 250,000 all day long.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, let's say 250,000, I look at the 6% test on that. I want to see at least 15 grand a year from your pension, and you're not getting that. Plus, you have an amount, God forbid something happens to you, Greg, it goes down by 50% for your spouse, for your wife. So with the 250, nothing happens to the 250. The whole thing is yours. You've got it forever. Something happens to you next year or in 10 years, the asset is still there, able to generate income for your wife. So I would really take a hard look at those numbers again. And if this is truly the case, that the lump sum number really is 250, then that's the direction at least I would go. If it's 150, different story. If it's 150, I'd say, you are probably better off taking the monthly amount. That $12,000 a year divided by 150, that's an 8% pension amount, which would be a great deal for you on the monthly side versus the lump sum side. So the number will be somewhere between 150 and 250. The closer it is to 250, the more likely you should take the lump sum instead. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
All right, Greg. Well, I wish you the very best, my friend. Thanks for listening to Money Matters, and thanks for calling into the show.
Okay, thank you.
Take care. Hi, I'm Wes Moss, and thanks for taking a minute to hear about what's so different about my new book, You Can Retire Sooner Than You Think. So unlike other retirement books, this book will give you a step-by-step guide, whether you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s, to learn from what these successful and happy retirees did to get there. I hope you enjoy the book, but more importantly, I know that it'll help you retire sooner than you think.